Next one is the all function. The all function also falls under the filter function category. I just go here. So what is an all function? Before that, let us understand the syntax. The first argument of your all function is supposed to be table, and second arguments are supposed to be your column. Okay. The all function, it returns all the rows in a table or all the values in a column, but it ignores or disregards the filters, or it clears any initial filters that might have been applied. You remember initial filter context. I discussed about it. The initial filter context come from, what are the sources the initial filter context can come? Arvind, what are the sources that the initial filter context can come? Arvind, or how about Nitesh or Pravatpadi? We discussed about initial filter context, right? What are the sources that initial filter context can come? Initial filters.
Implicit filter.
What is that?
Implicit filter.
Yeah, that is the implicit filter. In which visual that I've explained you in the last session? Matrix. Guys, you forgot this matrix. Look here. If I see in this case, what happens? Here, I just dropped this column, right? The measure here. This measure is nothing but sum of sales. But here the total sales for the Albania country is 3,525. That's all. For this, I did not write any specific formula, isn't it? In the total sales calculate measure, I used sum of sales, or sorry, calculate. Inside the calculate function, I use this sum of sales. That's all, right? Sum of sales. Did I specify sum of sales where category is equal to furniture, office supplies, tech? No, right? So the initial filter context comes from the row here in this case. Even for this, it comes from the row. So guys, you want me to go back to the previous discussion, what we had it? How many of you remember this topic? Arvind? Oh, okay. No, I did not mute you. I unmuted you all. No, I unmuted. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Pravat. I don't know.
No, sir. That time I was talking about that.
Oh, okay. Fine. So this is prayer message, right? Okay. So see by default, look here. So guys, I just clear it. Please concentrate here. I don't know why you're not able to. This is a very basic thing. Look here. This is the matrix. Look here. Forget about all these things. Okay. And this is the fundamental thing. Look here. In my sales table, if I use the sales column here, this one comes from my, look here. I just minimize this one because we have created so many tables. See, if this is my sales W04, listen very carefully. If I drop this sales column, what is going to happen? What is going to happen? It gives me the total sales. You understand or not? This is the fundamental thing, right? This is the sales. It gives me the total sales. Along with that, if I drop the category column, here I did not use any measure. See, listen very carefully. I just see when you drop any numeric data type, right? Any numeric variable or numeric column, it gives you the totals is by default. That is what I discussed even to see what is this one? What is this? I just dragged and dropped the sales column here, right? This is implicit measure. Okay, I have used the implicit measure. It gives me the sum of sales. Along with that, when I drop a column text column, what will happen? It gives me the breakdown of this value. It gives me the breakdown of the category, right? The sales, it gives me the breakdown of sales by category. It automatically, filters, the total. See, what happens here is, see, this one comes from your category column, and this one is this, right? So what happens? See, in this case, we are using only one table. It does the filtering automatically. First, what happens is it takes the furniture category, and then it groups all the records that are relevant to furniture, and then it applies the sum on the sales column. So this has been done automatically. I simply dragged and dropped the sales, right? When I drop the sales, it gives me the total sales. But along with that, when I drop the text column, so in this case, the category is a text column, it gives me the breakdown of the sales. How is it possible? Because of, right, it's a relationship, right? In this case, since this category is also available as part of the sales table, it gives me the breakdown automatically. I did not write any measure here. In this case, what is the initial filter context? The rows, furniture. Arvind, எல்லாம் மறந்துட்டீங்களா?
Sir, yeah, தெரியுது sir.
You remember, right? You tell me, then you are able to understand, right? Initial filter.
Yeah, I can.
All of you know this one, right?
It is a context transition.
No. By default, row level filter in this case. But if I drop any other column, look here. In this case, when I drop the segment column, so if you are able to understand, you tell me. Otherwise, I don't have to explain. It will waste your time. So what happens in this case? The filter comes from row and column. So in this case, instead of grouping only the furniture, first thing is, right, and it goes and filter all the records that are relevant to furniture. And then within that filter furniture related categories, you apply another filter, consumer, right? You do the sum of sales on the consumer and furniture. Okay. So this is the initial filter. Okay. So what I want to is, okay, the next one is all function. We'll take a look at the all function. This is the initial filter context. So what is the all function does? The all function clears any initial filter context. Okay. And this is very much helpful for clearing the filters and creating calculation. All the rows in a table, all will only work with the physical table reference. Remember this. Here I'm going to take a look at this one. I think all already created a measure. All sales. I just select this one. Look here, total sales. You remember, total sales is a measure. I just show you because some other people, you did not attend the previous session. Look at the total sales. Was the measure already created, right? So this is for United Kingdom. Yeah, this is the one, total sales, CM, sum of sales. I'm going to reuse this measure in all. I use the same thing here, okay? So let's all measure total, not that one, the all sales. Okay, so here I have used the other thing, right? So total sales, let me do one thing, total sales. Here I use the M here. This is the one. Okay, I'm going to use the total sales. Okay, sum of sales. So this is a measure. I'm going to use this measure in another measure. So what is that measure? That is what I was trying to tell. So again, we will just see. Yeah, this is the one. Okay, total sales. Look here, the total sales measure. I have reused it here because in this I've used the formula sum of sales. Total sales equal to sum of sales. Okay, so now if I specify the total sales, I don't have to use the sum of sales again here. Okay, I'm going to reuse the measure. And then in the calculate function, the first argument supposed to your expression. In the expression, I'm using another measure, the previously created measure. Okay, fine. What is the next thing? The all function. What is this all function does? It disregards or ignores all the filters. The initial filters it ignores, and also any external filters also it ignores. Okay, what I will do is I will just make it there is a spelling mistake here. Total sales. I think I intentionally gave it because so many things were there. And I'm going to hit this tick mark so that this one will get evaluated. Okay, all measure total sales. Okay, I just drag and drop this. What is going to happen here? It simply ignores the initial filter context. And for example, the external filter also, Albania. If I select Albania, this is what is happening. What you can understand from here? What you can understand from here? So what is this total? This total is all the country put together. What is the total sales? This total gives me, tell me in United Kingdom, what is the total sales? And here, tell me the total sales for this specific country, and also give me the breakdown by category for each and everything. But whereas here, it ignores the row context, row filter, right? It ignores the row filter. The default one is the row filter, right? The initial filter. The initial filter is nothing, row filter. The row filter, okay? It is doing the row filter here. Even in this case, I've used the calculate function, but here it is, undergoing the initial filter, okay? But whereas the all function along with the calculate function, what happens is simply ignores the local things also. It's something like, right, he doesn't listen to the parents in the house people and the outside people also, right? The public also, they don't listen to their thing. And even at home also, they never listen, the advice, something like that. Okay, simple analogy. Maybe it's a stupid analogy, but with this you can understand. So what this function, the all function does is, hey, no matter what filter you applied in the slicer or internally, I will display the total repeatedly. I will not obey the internal initial filter, external filter, full stop. Understood? With this explanation, are you able to understand? It ignores the filter. So whereas here, right, it is Nitesh Kumar, yes, right, the row filter, it is, but in this case, right, even in this case, the calculate function, it obeys the internal filter. So the furniture, what is the total sales? Office supplies, what is the source? Okay, fine. But here it gives me the breakdown of Albania. But here what happens, the calculate function, it overrides the external filter, but it respects the internal filter, row filter. It give me the breakdown. But here it is not respecting the external filter. It is not respecting the internal filter. Prabhat, are you able to understand or not? Prabhat, Arvind.
Yes, sir.
Arvind?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, very good. Okay, fine. So if you are able to understand, tell me yes, right? Okay, fine. Be generous here. Right? So this is the one. So now the question is, what is the point in displaying these values across the rows repeatedly? Why we need to do this one? Nitesh, you can tell me, you watched all my videos, right? Why we need these values to be displayed? So what we wanted to see is, we wanted to see,
We can compare.
yeah, so we wanted to, divide, this value by, so for example, I wanted to understand each category, what is the, revenue contribution by each category of my United Kingdom out of the total sales. So 1,29,000 divided by this, 1,41,000 divided by this, this one divided by this one will give me the into 100. That will give me the percentage, right? So how much percentage United Kingdom, sorry, how much percentage of revenue we generated in each category, sorry, out of the total sales. Out of the total sales, how much percentage of revenue we generated, okay, across the category. In terms of percentage, you want to see it. So for that, in the Excel, it is very simple, right? In the Excel, for example, you have a column like this. And if I give you some value, what you do is, for example, this is the total. Somewhere you'll put in one cell, you will put this value. What you do is you take this value divided by that value, take this value divided by. So what you do is in this column, in this cell, you take the equal sign, this value divided by that single cell value, 1,13,000, you put it. And then here you use the equal sign, this cell value divided by this one. But unlike Excel, or like Excel, you cannot do the same way here. Okay. So here, if you have this value displayed alongside of this one, this petition, divide this one by this into 100, divide this one by this into 100, divide this one by this 100. Right? Only when you display the totals is along with this, it is possible to compute the percentage of sales generated in United Kingdom across these three categories. Now we will see, so for this, what you need to do is, we need to take this value and divide it by this one. So there is a function called divide. Let me do one thing here, divide. Or the percentage, I think so, percentage I used it. Percentage of sales all. Look here, this is the measure. Here what I'm doing is, take the total sales divided by all measures total sales. Okay, let me do one thing here. I think, yeah, I have used the all measure here. Okay, all measure total is this one, right? All measure total sales is this one. So this is the one, right? So you take this one and this one. So here, if I put this one, right? Here in this case, I need to use the total sales in United Kingdom, right? So here, okay, what I'll do is, or else we will go by this one. Okay, all measure percentage. What I'll do is, I will just percent. It is not there. Only one thing I have created, percent, right? Percentage of sales here. Here, what I am going to do is total sales calc. Okay, otherwise I'll just copy this and I'm going to create a new measure. Total sales in United Kingdom. This is the measure name. This is the measure name. Okay. You can rename this column name also. I will show you that one little later, because this one is helpful when you write any new measure based on this. So here all measure totals. Okay. And here what I am going to do is, I'm going to reuse the measure. Calculate sales in US. Sorry, calc sales in US. Sorry, UK, United Kingdom, right? One second here. Sorry, here total sales in United Kingdom. Okay, one second. This is the all function that we have used it. That's why I'm using it here. Total sales in here. I'm going to reuse the measure. Total sales in United Kingdom. This is a measure. Okay, in this measure, what did I use it? Calculate total sales, comma, country equal to United Kingdom, right? That is the formula that I used it in this measure. I'm going to reuse this measure, comma, in the denominator, I'm going to use this column, right? All measure total sales, comma 0. This is a numerator, this is a denominator. Okay. So what is the sales we made in United Kingdom divided by total sales? This gives me the percentage, right? It gives me the percentage. Comma 0, if I put it, what is this comma 0? In case if anything divided by 0, what is that? 0 divided by anything is 0. In case anything divided by 0. For example, if this one gives me 0 by, by chance, right? It will return error. Instead, you replace that with 0 here. Okay. That is what I'm doing it. All sales, percentage of all sales Percentage of sales all UK. Okay, we are done with this percentage of sales all UK. I just drag this and drop it here. Look here, it gives me the percentage, right? So this one, 1,29,000 divided by 1 lakh. So this is 1 million, right? Okay, all UK, and 1,29,000 divided by. Sorry, it gives me, one. Yeah, this is the one. 1 lakh. This is 1 million, but it gives me 0.01, 0.01, 0.02, 0.04. Okay, percentage. Okay, what is the wrong? Is this correct? 1,29,000 out of the 1,13,000. 1 million, 10 lakh. Yeah, 1 lakh divided by 1 divided by 10, right? 0.01. It gives me that one. Okay. Or if you want this one to be displayed it in 100, right? So you can put it this way also. Is that correct? 100. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, this one gives me the percentage, right? So 1.15 percentage, 1.81. No, this is. I'm going to remove this one. Or you can use the 100 also, okay? Because I mentioned the percentage of sales. In this case, it shows us the ratio. It shows us the ratio, right? 0.01. Yeah, 0.01, right? So 1 divided by 10 is something 0.01 percentage of sales we made, 0.01 percentage. But here we have 0.02%. Out of the total sales, we could see that in technology, we could see an increase in this one. Now we wanted to see what is the sales we have achieved in Albania compared to this one. How can you do this one? In this case, we need to use the divide function. The the total sales in United Kingdom. That is what I used it, right? Yeah, total sales in United Kingdom. That is the one holding this one, right? So and here, for example, right, along with this, I wanted to see, okay, how much revenue we made compared to what is the sales, what is the percentage sales we have generated in Albania compared to the United Kingdom, right? So for that, this is another insight. So in that case, how will you do that? So again, you need to take the all measures, for the United Kingdom, right? So 47575 should be displayed, and then this one needs to be divided by this one. Okay, or can I, so here you cannot do this, right? So yeah, so okay, how will you find out? How will you obtain this one? I want to take this value and divide this by the total sales made in United Kingdom. How can I do this one? So that you can try it out. That is an assignment. You can probably use this measure and you can try it out. Okay, I will share this one later, and then you can use my report file and then you can give it a try. So now you understood the purpose of using the all measure. So the all measure, it ignores the internal filter and then the external filter also. No matter what value is selected here, it repeats the total sales. All the country put together, what is the total sales? Okay, fine. So here what we did, percentage of sales, in United Kingdom. Similarly, or you can do this way, right? So you can take this value and divide it this one. It is simple. Instead of using total sales in United Kingdom, total sales calculum, in the divide, the numerator should be this one and the denominator should be this one. That's all here. You can give this one. But this is very, very small value. Probably you can try some other country where you have achieved more sales. Here, what we will do is, I will use drop down here. Probably you can use the United States or something like that. United States. We'll see in United States how much sales we made. Look here, the United States gives me the decent figure. right? So in that case, the percentage will be more here. Okay. So can you try this? You take this value, total sales in the divide, inside the divide function. The first one is this one and second one is this one, comma 0, that's all, right? And that is the one will give you the percentage of sales that we achieved in United States compared to the total sales. Got it? Fine. So now we understood the purpose of the all function. Okay. Only thing is, right, if you display the total sales alongside of each and every row, you'll take this value, divide this, take this value, divide this. So, or if you want to take this value and divide this one. Okay, for this, you need to create another measure. Okay, but in the case of Excel, we don't have to have the repeated values. If you have this value in a single cell, for example, here you in the Excel, you have cell, this value is there. Here, what you do, equal sign. You put the, you type the equal sign and you select this column divided by that cell. For the same thing, you do it for the other rows. But here it is not like that. You need to display the total sales across the rows in order to compute the percentage. Fine. That is where the all function is very much helpful. It is simply ignoring the filters. Okay. Next one is all selected. So the all selected is very much helpful. Okay. Here, where is the all selected? So far, we discussed a calculate function, calculate table function, filter function. Next, we discussed about the all. Now we will take a look at the all selected function. Here I have used the category column. Okay. Okay, I want to tell you one more thing. When I see this one, I remember that one. Look here, all measure total sales. All measure total sales. This is the one, right? Yeah, all measure total sales. Okay. Here, can I specify a column here instead of table? Can I also specify the column name? Yes, right? That is the syntax here. Column also, you can specify the table name itself, or you can specify the column. You ignore the filter only from the category column. Okay, but we are using country column there. Okay, let's say if I do this one, but since you have used the category column first, right, it ignored all the filter. For example, if I in this case, if I select the Albania again, it works the same way. But here, what is the difference here? Look here, now we can see some other difference here. What is the difference here? Now I selected Albania. Earlier it was showing the lesser value. Now all measure got changed. So in this case, what happens is, what is happening here? Total sales in United Kingdom, the all measure shows 3,55,000. Here, it is not disregarding the category, right? It is not disregarding the category. Okay, let me do one thing. All, wait. All measure, right? All measure total sales. But here, it comes from sales W04. For the time being, I'm going to write this one. Since I have specified the category column here, right? But here I'm using the country column here. Okay. Okay. I will just take this example. Category. Okay, fine. Let it be there. Here I just unselect this one. So I'm going to create another slicer here. This is my slicer. In this case, instead of country, I'm going to use the category here. If I select furniture and technology, what is happening here? In the furniture and technology, how much sales we made, and in this United Kingdom, how much sales we made, it shows. Right here, what happens is all these three categories put together, what is the sales? Okay, because in the all measure, I have used this column category. There is a function called all, right? In the all function, sales W04 category. In that case, what happens? Here, the external and internal filters are disregarded here. Okay, but if I use this thing, what will happen? If I use this, what is happening? It is not disregarding the country related filter, right? Okay. Okay. First, let us go step by step. Okay. Instead of using the table name, we can use the column name also as part of your all function. Okay. Fine. So it is doing the same thing. Fine. And the next one is I'm going to use another DAX function called all selected. All selected, I think already I used it. I just do one all selected. So here I just close this one. I just reuse this one, go to modeling and select the new measure.